Over 60. Eat this nut to rebuild muscles like you're 40. Again. If you're over 60, you may have noticed something everyday tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even opening a jar can feel a little harder than they used to. Many people assume this is just getting older, but the truth is, there's more we can do to protect and even strengthen our muscles as we age. As a doctor, I want to reassure you that losing muscle isn't something you simply have to accept. In fact, researchers are discovering that certain foods can play a powerful role in helping older adults maintain muscle strength, energy, and independence. One food in particular, a simple nut you may already enjoy, has been shown in studies to support healthier muscles, improve energy, and even reduce the risk of falls. In today's video, we'll talk about 5 of the best nuts for muscle health, ranked from helpful to most powerful. And you might be surprised the number 1 nut may already be sitting in your pantry. More importantly, I'll explain why these foods work, and how you can easily add them into your daily routine without drastic changes. My goal is simple: to give you trustworthy, science-backed information in plain language, so you can feel stronger, healthier, and more confident in your everyday life. So, let's get started together. Number 5. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are often called the giants of the nut family, and for good reason. They're larger than most nuts you'll find, but don't let their size fool you. Just a very small amount can have a big impact on your health. What makes Brazil nuts special is their high content of selenium, a trace mineral that plays an important role in keeping our muscles strong and our bodies energized as we age. Selenium is something many older adults don't get enough of. In fact, some studies suggest that more than half of seniors may have lower than ideal levels. This is important because selenium helps your body repair muscle tissue and protect it from everyday wear and tear. Without enough of it, muscles can feel weaker. Recovery from simple activities like walking or carrying groceries takes longer, and balance can become less steady. Think of selenium as a quiet helper working behind the scenes, giving your muscles the support they need to stay active. Here's the good news: you don't need much. Just 2 Brazil nuts a day provide about the right amount of selenium most older adults need. And more is not necessarily better. Eating too many can actually cause side effects like brittle nails or an upset stomach. The sweet spot really is just 1 or 2 nuts, taken regularly. I usually recommend enjoying them in the morning with breakfast. Pairing them with foods rich in vitamin E like spinach, sunflower seeds, or a little roasted sweet potato can boost the benefits even more, since these nutrients work together to protect your cells. Let me share a real example. Helen, a 72-year-old grandmother, came to see me because she felt weaker when climbing stairs and noticed it was harder to carry her shopping bags. Her selenium levels were very low. I suggested she add 2 Brazil nuts to her morning oatmeal. After a few months, Helen told me she not only felt stronger and steadier, but also had more energy for gardening and playing with her grandchildren. She didn't need supplements or complicated routines, just a small daily habit made a difference. That's why I call Brazil nuts a small but mighty food. Simple, affordable, and easy to add to your diet. They can help protect your muscles and keep you active longer. Now, let's move on to number 4. A nut with its own unique way of supporting muscle health. Number 4. Pistachios. Pistachios are one of the most unique nuts because they're not only tasty, but also provide what we call complete protein. That means they contain all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your body needs to repair and maintain muscle. This is especially important after 60 because as we age, our muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as before. Giving your body complete protein helps make sure every meal or snack counts. One particular nutrient in pistachios, leucine, plays a big role. You don't have to worry about the scientific details, just think of leucine as a spark that tells your muscles, it's time to get stronger. Pistachios also contain another nutrient called arginine, which supports healthy circulation, helping more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. That's one reason pistachios can be so effective in supporting muscle health and energy. The amount you need is simple, about 1 ounce, or a generous handful, around 45 to 50 pistachios each day. Splitting this into 2 smaller servings, perhaps mid-morning and mid-afternoon, helps your muscles get steady support. Enjoying them after light activity like a walk around the block or some gentle stretching can give your muscles the best chance to use those nutrients. And if you combine pistachios with vitamin C-rich foods such as orange slices, strawberries, or bell peppers, you give your body an even better boost. Of course, if you need to watch your sodium, choose unsalted pistachios. And if you've never eaten them before, try just a few at first to be sure you tolerate them well. I'd like to tell you about George, a 74-year-old retired bus driver. He came to see me because he noticed that climbing into his RV for family trips was becoming harder, and he was worried about losing his independence. His diet showed he was eating very little protein, relying mostly on bread and coffee for snacks. We introduced pistachios into his daily routine, half a handful after his morning walk, the other half in the afternoon. Within 4 months, George noticed real changes. He was steadier on his feet, stronger when lifting groceries, and most importantly, confident enough to plan a road trip with his grandchildren again. That's the beauty of pistachios: small, simple, and satisfying, yet powerful enough to help keep your muscles active and your life full of the activities you love. Number 3, walnuts. Now we've made it to the top 3. And this one is truly special. Walnuts are not just a tasty snack, they're the only nuts that provide a rich amount of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3s are often talked about in relation to heart health, but they're just as important for your muscles, especially as you get older. Here's why: as we age, our bodies often experience more inflammation. This low-grade, ongoing inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging, can slowly wear down muscles and make it harder to stay strong and active. Walnuts help calm this process. Studies have shown that people over 60 who eat walnuts regularly have lower levels of certain markers of inflammation, which means their muscles are better protected from unnecessary breakdown. Omega-3s from walnuts also improve how your muscles use energy. They make muscle cells more sensitive to insulin, which is the hormone that helps nutrients like amino acids from protein and glucose from carbohydrates get inside the cells. Without this sensitivity, muscles can't properly feed themselves, even if you're eating enough food. The good news is, you don't need a lot. About 1 ounce per day, around 14 walnut halves, is enough. Splitting them into 2 servings, one with breakfast and one with dinner, helps maintain steady support for your muscles throughout the day. If you'd like to maximize the benefits, try pairing walnuts with berries like blueberries or blackberries. The antioxidants in berries work hand in hand with the omega-3s in walnuts to reduce inflammation even further. A practical tip: walnuts are delicate, and their healthy oils can spoil if they're exposed to heat or air for too long. Always store them in the refrigerator or freezer in a sealed container. If they taste bitter or have an unpleasant odor, it's best not to eat them. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a 69-year-old retired librarian. She came to see me because she felt tired climbing stairs and noticed her legs were losing strength. Her blood tests showed high inflammation markers. We added walnuts to her daily meals, 7 halves in her morning yogurt and 7 in her evening salad. After several months, Evelyn told me she not only felt stronger, but also more energetic for her daily walks. Her lab results confirmed it. Her inflammation levels dropped, and she gained muscle back in her legs. That's the power of walnuts: simple, natural, and protective. They're a small step you can take every day to help keep your muscles resilient and your energy steady. Now, let's move on to number 2. A nut with a surprising benefit that works while you sleep. Number 2, almonds. Almonds are one of the most popular nuts in the world, and for good reason. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, provides nearly 20% of your daily magnesium needs. Magnesium may not get as much attention as calcium or vitamin D, but it's absolutely essential for healthy muscles. It helps regulate contractions, relax the muscle fibers afterward, and allows calcium to move in and out of cells properly. Without enough magnesium, muscles can feel tight, weak, or even cramp up at night. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is very common in older adults. Studies show that as many as 7 out of 10 people over 60 don't get enough. One of the earliest signs is frequent leg cramps or feeling unusually weak, even without heavy activity. That's why adding almonds to your diet can make such a meaningful difference. Almonds also bring along vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your muscle cells from everyday stress and wear. And here's something many people don't realize. Magnesium actually helps your body activate vitamin D, which is directly tied to muscle strength and balance. This makes almonds a kind of double-duty food, providing both the nutrient and the support system for other vitamins to work better. So how should you eat them? Around 23 almonds per day is ideal. You can split them into 2 servings, half in the morning, perhaps with oatmeal or yogurt, and the other half in the evening, about 2 hours before bedtime. That nighttime portion is especially valuable because your body does much of its repair work while you sleep, and magnesium helps prevent the breakdown that can happen overnight. If you can, choose raw or dry roasted almonds without added sugar or oils. For those with sensitive digestion, blanched almonds without skins may be easier on the stomach. Pairing morning almonds with a vitamin D source, like fortified milk or a short walk in the sunlight, can further support muscle health. Let me tell you about Frank, a 75-year-old retired postman. He came to see me because he was waking up almost every night with painful calf cramps. He also noticed carrying groceries up the front steps left him exhausted. We added a simple almond routine, half a handful in the morning, half at night, along with gentle stretching. Within 2 months, his cramps were gone. After 6 months, Frank proudly told me he could carry 2 grocery bags at once without stopping, something he hadn't done in years. That's the quiet strength of almonds' small, simple, and steady support for your muscles every single day. Number 1, macadamia nuts. At the very top of our list, we have macadamia nuts. They may not be as common as almonds or walnuts in most kitchens, but when it comes to supporting muscle health, macadamias are truly special. These smooth, buttery nuts are rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. But beyond heart health, oleic acid also plays a remarkable role in helping muscles stay strong as we age. You can think of it this way: our muscles rely on healthy communication between their cells. As we get older, this communication system can slow down, making it harder for muscles to respond to signals that tell them to grow and repair. The healthy fats in macadamia nuts actually help improve this system, allowing muscles to be more responsive to growth and less vulnerable to breakdown. Some studies in older adults have shown encouraging results regularly. Eating macadamias has been linked with gains in lean muscle mass and improvements in strength, even without big changes in exercise habits. That doesn't mean macadamias are magic, but it does mean they can be a powerful tool in your daily routine. So how much do you need? About 10 to 12 nuts per day. Roughly 1 small handful is the perfect amount. They're calorie-dense, so moderation matters. I usually recommend splitting them between breakfast and lunch. Pairing macadamias with a small piece of fruit, like half an apple or a few grapes, can help your body use the healthy fats more effectively. Choose unsalted, dry roasted, or raw varieties, and keep them in the refrigerator once opened to preserve their delicate oils. Let me share a story. Linda, a 70-year-old retired music teacher, came to me feeling discouraged. She had lost strength in her legs, making it difficult to stand up from her piano bench or carry her laundry upstairs. She wasn't exercising much and often skipped meals. We made small changes, including adding a handful of macadamia nuts to her daily breakfast and lunch. 4 months later, Linda proudly told me she could walk around her neighborhood again without needing to rest halfway. She even returned to giving piano lessons to her grandchildren, something she thought she'd lost the energy for. That's the beauty of macadamia nuts. They're simple, enjoyable, and nourishing, helping muscles stay resilient so you can keep doing the things you love. Now that we've talked about the 5 most powerful nuts for protecting your muscles, let's put it all together into a simple, daily routine. Think of this as a gentle roadmap you can follow. The timing and combinations matter, but the most important thing is to build a habit you can keep. Start your morning with Brazil nuts. With breakfast, enjoy 2 Brazil nuts alongside something rich in protein like eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter. The selenium in Brazil nuts works best when paired with protein, helping your muscles repair and stay strong. Mid-morning is a good time for almonds. Have about a dozen almonds with a glass of milk or fortified plant milk. If you can, sit by a sunny window or step outside for 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight. The magnesium in almonds helps your body use vitamin D effectively, which supports both bone and muscle strength. A small snack of macadamia nuts fits nicely mid-morning. Around 10 a.m., enjoy 5 or 6 macadamias with half an apple or a few slices of pear. The healthy fats in macadamias give you steady energy while also supporting muscle cell function. Pairing them with fruit makes it easier for your muscles to use the nutrients. At lunch, bring in pistachios. A handful about 25 is perfect after your meal. This is often the time of day when many older adults are more active, so those proteins and amino acids can go right to work. Later in the afternoon, when energy tends to dip, have another small serving of macadamia nuts with a few grapes. This not only helps keep you steady, but also provides healthy fats that support muscle repair through the afternoon. Dinner is the moment for walnuts. Add about 7 halves to a salad with dark leafy greens and berries. The combination of omega-3 fats from walnuts and antioxidants from berries helps calm inflammation, protecting your muscles overnight. Finally, before bed, have the last portion of almonds about 10 or 11. The magnesium supports restful sleep, which is when your body does most of its natural muscle repair. Many people underestimate this step, but a good night's rest with the right nutrients is one of the best gifts you can give your muscles. I often hear the same concerns from my older patients, so let's go through a few of them together. That's a very important question. Seeds can provide many of the same benefits. Pumpkin seeds are rich in selenium. Sunflower seeds are high in vitamin E, and chia or flax seeds provide plant-based omega-3s similar to walnuts. The only difference is you may need slightly larger portions to get the same nutritional value. Good quality nuts can feel costly, but there are ways to make them affordable. Buying in bulk and freezing them in small portions is the best strategy. Nuts can be stored in the freezer for up to a year without losing their nutritional power. And when you consider the long-term benefits like fewer falls, stronger muscles, and more independence, the investment is well worth it. Which is why communication with your doctor is so important. For example, if you take thyroid medication, separate it from Brazil nuts by at least 4 hours. If you're on blood thinners, be cautious with almonds and walnuts, because vitamin E and omega-3s may enhance the effects. And if you're managing diabetes, Remember that nuts can improve insulin sensitivity, so your doses may need adjustment. That's the question I hear most. Many people feel a boost in energy within the first week. Strength changes often appear in 4 to 6 weeks, and blood tests for inflammation can show improvements around that time as well. Visible muscle gains usually take 2 to 3 months. The biggest thing to remember is consistency. Building strength takes time at any age, but if you stay steady, you will see meaningful changes in your energy, stability, and independence. We've covered 5 simple but powerful nuts that can help protect your muscles, improve your energy, and support independence as you age. Each one has its own strength, from selenium in Brazil nuts to magnesium in almonds, and omega-3s in walnuts, and together, they provide your body with the steady support it needs. The key to success is consistency. Small daily habits, like adding a handful of nuts or taking a short walk, may seem minor, but over weeks and months they build real strength and resilience. Remember, progress doesn't happen overnight. Give your body time to respond, and you'll see the benefits. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these nuts will you try first, or which is already part of your routine? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read each one. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next guide to healthy aging.